A road trip is something that all of us crave for almost all the time. And while there's no doubt that traveling down scenic roads is a great experience, it also comes with its risks. And when it comes to some roads, the risk is greater than most. Here's a look at some of the most dangerous roads in the world. Number 17. Jalalabad-Kabul Road. Afghanistan is a fierce country, and it is of no surprise that one of the most dangerous roads in the world belongs to this country. The 65-kilometer highway connecting Jalalabad to Kabul is a combination of narrow and snaking lanes that are up to 600 meters high. And yet, it is not the only thing that makes the road dangerous. The Afghani drivers have a reputation of being extremely rash, and it is a nightmare to think of them behind those heavy trucks. And then there's the constant threat from the Taliban as the road passes through their territory, and the vehicles make for easy targets. If ever there was a road you should avoid, the Jalalabad-Kabul road is the one. Number 16. Stelvio Pass. As far as scenic roads go, the Stelvio Pass is right amongst the best ones in the world. It offers a stunning view of the Alps, and at 9,000 feet above sea level, the sight is heavenly to say the least. But that does not take away from the dangers. The pass has some turns which are almost 180 degrees. In fact, there are over 60 of them, and the concrete barriers are pretty low, so the chances of toppling over are pretty high. Also, the icy conditions make the road slippery and extra dangerous. Number 15. Skipper's Canyon Road. Located in New Zealand, this road is so scary that one can only drive on it after getting a special permission from the government. The road has been made out of a very narrow cut in a sheer cliff face. The road was carved out by miners over 140 years ago, and it's extremely difficult for two vehicles to cross each other. In fact, so dangerous is the road that rental car insurances do not apply on it. Number 14. Guilin Tunnel Road. This Chinese road is a testament to the will of the people. When the government decided it was not worth it to build a tunnel, 13 villagers decided that they wanted it, and proceeded to build a 0.8-mile long tunnel through the mountain. The Guilin Tunnel Road is 15 feet high and barely wide enough for two cars, and it gets really dangerous when it rains. Number 13. North Yungas Road. This road is better known as the Road of Death. So why would you want to be on it willingly in the first place is beyond comprehension. The road essentially is a 40-mile, one-lane road, and the highlight of the road is a 3,000 feet drop into the rainforests below. Located in Bolivia, the North Yungas Road is considered by many to be the most dangerous road in the world. It is estimated that at least 200 to 300 people die on the road every year, and it is very common to see makeshift memorials for the ones who took a plunge. Number 12. Karnali Highway. Located in Nepal, this 155-mile highway is a treacherous route for even cyclists, let alone vehicles. The highway is essentially a dirt road, and even though it offers stunning views, the loose surface of the road is extremely dangerous to drive on. It is not an uncommon sight to see cars who dare to cross it slipping, sliding, and turning on potholes. So dangerous is the drive that at least 50 die here every year. Number 11. Karakoram Highway. This 1,300-kilometer long highway connects Pakistan to China and is sometimes called the eighth wonder of the world because its construction at 15,000 feet above sea level and very rough construction is a true feat of human achievement. It took almost 13 years to make the road, but that still does not make it an easy drive. Landslides, rockfalls, flooding, avalanches, and roving animals are just some of the things you can expect to encounter on the Karakoram Highway, and a slip on the road means plunging to death. Number 10. Sichuan-Tibet Highway. As romantic as a drive on the Sichuan-Tibet Highway, which connects Chengdu to Lhasa, sounds, it is an extremely dangerous road to take. The highway spans 2,028 kilometers and passes through some really high peaks, some of which are over 6,000 meters. And not just that, there are also regular rock slides and avalanches, which makes it one of the most dangerous roads in the world. But it is not without its wonders though, as there are several Buddhist monasteries and yaks to be seen on the road. That still does not take away from the fact that thousands die on the Sichuan-Tibet Highway every year. Number 9. Ruta 5. The Atacama Desert is one of the driest regions in the world, and the Ruta 5 of Chile passes right through it and is one of the most dangerous roads in the world. The road has no stops along the way, not even for fuel, and you can almost always count on strong winds. And since the scenery does not really offer any breaks, boredom is usually a given on the long road. That's what makes it so dangerous. Not to mention, heavy fogs tend to set in out of nowhere and blind drivers, causing them to go off the road. Number 8. Federal Highway. Spanning 1,000 miles long the Baja Peninsula, the Federal Highway in Mexico is a road that looks dangerous from the start. It is mostly used by freight trucks and snakes through the mountains with sheer drops on one side. Also, there are hardly any side rails, and the loose stones mean that vehicles tend to slip a lot. Oh, and considering that in 6 Mexican states there is no driving test required, the road becomes even scarier knowing that the one driving that truck towards you might just suck at driving. Number 7. Siberian Road to Yakutsk. When a road is given the nickname of the Road of Bones, it should be a pretty good indicator of how dangerous it is. Not to mention that it almost always is freezing and has been built on permafrost. Traveling through Siberia is always a challenge because of its extremely cold weather, and the 760-mile-long road is mostly unpaved. And while traveling becomes slightly easier during winter, when the ground and water are frozen, it is absolutely treacherous during the rainy seasons and leads to massive traffic jams. And just to give you a sense of how bad these jams are, people tend to get bored to the extent that they start robbing each other. Road of Bones indeed. Number 6. Los Caracoles Pass. The Andreas Mountain has a curvy road passing through it, known as the Los Caracoles Pass, which runs between Chile and Argentina. The road has a lot of very dangerous curves and sharp turns, and thus is very challenging to drive on. Not to mention there's a lot of ice and snow on the road, making it even more difficult. And the lack of fences don't make it easier either. But then, the road makes up for its dangers by being one of the most scenic roads in the world as well. Number 5. Zoji Pass. Located in some of the highest mountain regions in India, the Zoji Pass is one of the most difficult roads to drive on. The road was built in 1947 mainly for the use of the army. It is essentially a dirt road which is over 11,000 feet at its highest and goes zigzagging through treacherous curves without any guardrails or traffic signs. And if that wasn't enough, there are landslides more often than not. The safest time to cross this road is during winters, when you actually won't be able to go through the road because of 50-foot snowdrifts. Because at any other time, the road is just an invitation to danger. Number 4. Commonwealth Highway. When you think of dangerous roads, a picture of narrow roads winding through the mountains is what mostly comes to mind. But the Commonwealth Highway in the Philippines is nothing like that. It's an 18-lane urban highway, but that does not mean it's safe. There are reportedly thousands of deaths here every year because of the volume of traffic. The poor drainage system, bikes zipping through, and pedestrians are reportedly the reasons behind this highway being so dangerous. Number 3. The $1 Million Highway. When a road gets its name because one of the earliest travelers said that he would have to be paid $1 million to cross it again, it is obviously treacherous. The Colorado stretch of US Route 550 traverses through 3 10,000-foot mountain passes with winds that want to throw you off the road. Not to mention there are hairpin curves all along the stretch, and there are no guardrails to protect you from going over. We wonder if even $1 million would be worth it. Number 2. James Dalton Highway. This is a 414-mile-long highway that supports the Trans-Alaska Pipeline System, which means that it basically travels through Alaska and is used mostly by truckers. And while it's paved in some places, almost 3/4 of it is not. And there is a 240-mile-long stretch that has almost no medical, fuel, or even resting facilities, except for 3 towns which come on the way. And making matters even more difficult is that the road is mostly covered in a layer of ice, making it slippery, and animals tend to cross it from time to time, which lead to random braking on really slippery roads. And number 1, Fairy Meadows Road. Another road which one should avoid at all costs is the Fairy Meadows Road in Pakistan. It is a 16-kilometer road which is open only in the winters, and it was built hundreds of years ago by the residents of the Nanga Parbat Mountains. Since then, it has not been repaired, and that should tell you about the condition of the road. The road has a vertical cliff on one side and guardrails are unheard of, and it is wide enough for only 1 Jeep to pass at one time. In fact, the road is so dangerous that you need guts just to watch videos of people driving over it. But it does have a great view, and some parts of it are even the same as the old Silk Road. Have you ever been on one of these roads? Or any other dangerous road we might not have mentioned? If so, do let us know in the comments below. And remember to subscribe to our channel to get the latest updates on our videos.